What's the special thing today, Mataji?
What are we doing?
We're doing Jada Bharat story, right?
No, I mean
That
like
after
yesterday.
that.
No, I mean like yesterday. Remember we had the cooking without fire.
Okay, today we have the jumble words and some game crosswords, something like that you have today.
Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, let me start the live before the teacher. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
There we go. Oh my god, so many people are using the chat box.
Abhi 1 minute.
Krishna. Oh my god, they're
Tissue బయట చేసుకున్నానా బేబీ
Hare Krishna.
How'd you do?
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna to everyone.
Hare
Krishna Mataji.
Saroja, Nandini Mataji.
Welcome to the class 8 of Govinda group on the topic Jada Bharata. Hare Krishna to everyone. Thank you so much for joining in exactly at 6:15. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Pranav and Rishi.
Hare Krishna, Pranav and Rishi. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, can you all see my screen?
No, Mataji.
No Mataji. Yes,
Yes,
we
Mataji.
know.
Yes, now yes.
Okay, let's start now. Okay, let's start the prayers. Om Ajnanaatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nitya Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gauravakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Very enthusiastically, let's move on to our shlokas for this semester, which is the first one is from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, text 6. Please repeat after me once. Yam yam
Yum yum
yajatyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya Does anybody want to recite?
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, can I say it?
This is Radhika.
Okay, I'm going to just ask 3 of you. Can you please raise your hands? Pranav, yes, I see Pranav, Jagdish, and
Without fail.
okay, Pranav, you can go first.
Papi smaran bhavam tyajatyam ekalevaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sad tat bhava bhavitaha.
Okay, Jagdish, you can go ahead. Thank you so much, Pranav. Jagdish.
Yam yam papi smaram bhavam
Yum yum bag operator.
yam yam papi smaram tajate ante kalevaram tam tam evam tu tam tam edit evanti konteya satat sada tat bhavati bhavatiha.
Okay, thank you, Jagdish. Very nice. Okay, I see Monish. Okay, Monish, you can go next.
Then the last Mataji.
Okay, Monish, are you there? I see you raising hands.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Yam yam vapi samam smaram bhavam tajate ante kalevaram tam tam aveta kaunteya saradat bhava bhavita bhava. Thank you, Mataji.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm so sorry, kids. We don't have too much time. So I saw Radhika raising her hand. So Radhika, you can probably read the translation.
Okay. Just okay. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. Mandava Shaiva Sanjaya.
Radhika, did you finish?
Yes, I did.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain. Okay, can you all please mute? I can hear some background talking.
Wait, let the Mataji mute us.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. Okay, so this means that we have to remember Krishna. Then we can go back to Krishna. So that's what it conveys. But if we think of something else, then we can we may go into that state. Okay, that's what we see in Jada Bharata's story as well. From Bharata Maharaja, how he became a deer and then he became Jada Bharata. So that's what we learned from this story. So yeah, if you have to remember Krishna when you leave the body, that means you have to practice a lot, because death is like the final exam, and for any exam or test, you have to seriously practice. And what do we have to practice? We have to practice devotional service. Then we will be able to think of Krishna. Otherwise, there's so much dirt in the mind, and all those thoughts can also come at that time, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, So we'll move to the next sloka, which is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, third chapter, 43rd verse. Please repeat after me. Krishne swadhamo pagate dharmajnanadibih saha alau nashtadrishamesha puranarko dhunoditaha. Okay, so I see Karthik raising his hands. Karthik, do you want to go ahead and recite the shloka?
That was for the last shloka, Mataji.
Okay, no problem. I heard Ramachandra. Do you want to go ahead and say the shloka?
Yes, Mataji. Krishne swadhamo pagate dharma gnanadibhi saha kalau nashta drishamesha puranarko dhunoditaha. Thank you, Mataji.
Advait.
Very nice. Okay, Advait, please go ahead.
Krishne swadhama pagate dhamma jnana dibhi saha kalau nasta dvishamesa puranarko dhunoditaha.
Thank you, Advait. Very nice. Okay, who else? I see Vrinda and Mukund. Vrinda, do you want to go ahead and recite the shloka?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, please.
Krishne sadam pugate dharma jana ibtiha kalau nasta disham esha purana ko dunandita. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Vrinda. Very nice. Okay, we'll have to stop here. You can always practice and recite in the next class. We have to move ahead because we don't have too much time. But thank you all so much for reciting so well. I want Jalak to read the translation. Jalak, can you read the translation? I see you raising your hands.
Yes, I can. The Bhagavata
Purana.
Purana is as brilliant as the sun, and it has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna to his own abode, accompanied by
Religion.
Knowledge, and I don't know the next word here.
Etc.
Persons who have lost their vision due to dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali shall get the light from this Purana.
Thank you so much, Jalak. Very nice reading. So, as the shloka says, I'm going to ask you a few questions, okay? So, at which time did this Bhagavata Purana arose? What time or what age was it that this Bhagavata was spoken? I see. Okay, Lasya, do you want to say? What was the period when this Bhagavata Purana came?
Yes, Mataji. Okay. Dwapara Yuga.
Okay, just after what? What does the shloka say? Just after somebody left the planet. Who was that?
Krishna.
Krishna. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. So just after Krishna left. So why did this Bhagavata Purana come at that time? Let's see who has raised their hands. Varun, do you want to answer?
Okay, so the Bhagavatam was written so that the people of the age of Kali would know and worship Krishna.
Yes, thank you so much. That was the right answer.
Can
And
I?
who is that?
It's me.
Okay, okay, I'll come to you, Nushi. Yeah, Nushi, do you want to say for this question? Do you want to answer?
No.
Okay, so just after Krishna left this material world, there was no source of inspiration for people. Everybody lost their vision. And so this Bhagavata Purana came to give light to all the people of the age of Kali. Okay, why do we have to give light to the people in Kali Yuga? I'm going to ask Bhishma. Bhishma, are you there? I see you raising your hands. Okay. Yeah, Bhishma, do you? I can't hear you.
Bhishma has a problem always with the video, with the audio. I don't know if anytime we cannot hear him. Bhishma, you should do something because we never can hear you.
Okay, no problem. So let's see who else has raised hands. Yeah, Ramachandra.
Yes, Mataji. What?
I was asking, why did the people of Kali Yuga have to receive light? Why are they always in darkness?
Because of ignorance and Maya.
What kind of Maya?
Illusion, like like all this material world.
Yes. So yes, the main thing is that they always enjoy. Thank you, Ramchandra, for that answer. So because they're always into the bodily needs and necessities, and they're always thinking that they have to satisfy their body and always enjoy themselves to the fullest, because of that, they're almost like animals. And so they have lost their complete vision. They have completely forgotten their constitutional position as servant of Krishna. And because they have lost their vision, somebody has to give knowledge. And after Krishna left this material world, who else was there? Everybody were worried. So then Krishna, he says that I am non-different from Bhagavatam. So if you read Bhagavatam, it is non-different from Krishna. So you have to understand that it is as brilliant as the sun, and it is almost, it is going to give the brightness or the knowledge that Krishna was giving to everyone. Okay, so we have to consider ourselves very fortunate to get Bhagavatam and take advantage of it as much as possible. Okay, so let's move to the story. First, let's recap. From the beginning, what did we see? First, in the first chapter, we saw how King Bharata, he was the ruler of the entire world, and he had no complaints from anyone. Everybody loved him so much because he was such a capable and very nice and kind-hearted king. And also, he had a very nice palace and nice wife and very well-behaved children. And he left all these opulences, so much of wealth, his kingdom and his position, everything he left, and he was not even very old. So in the second chapter, we saw how He renounced his kingdom and he retired to the forest for self-realization so that he can think of the Supreme Lord in his final days, and he wanted to go back to Godhead. But unfortunately, we saw in the next class, we saw how King Bharata became attached to the deer, which was floating in the river. So he
Okay.
he fell into the trap of Maya. That was a trap that was laid by Maya. So at whatever stage of life we are in, he was almost about to reach the final stage of love of God. And at that stage, he fell a prey to the illusion created by Maya. So Maya is always ready to capture anybody. It is just that we have to be very careful at every step, not just in the first few steps, but until we go back to Krishna, we have to be very careful. And so that's how he became attached to the deer. And then he thought about the deer at the time of death, and he became a deer in his next birth. And we saw that in the next class, we saw how he became a deer, and he had a special benediction of remembering his past life. And so he remained aloof from everybody else, and he died. He lived a very austere life as a deer, and he died. And in the next birth, he became Jada Bharata. Okay, and as Jada Bharata, he remembered his past 2 lives, and then he did not want to make the mistake that he did in his first birth when he was King Bharata. Okay, so
King Bharata was thinking about the day when he died also.
yes, King Bharata. So he did not want to make that mistake as Jada Bharata. Okay, now he got a second chance. Okay, now here I wanted to ask a question before we move forward, that we have we might have come across this shloka from the 2nd chapter. Neha Vikramanashosti Pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bayat. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that even a little advancement that we make in the path of devotion is not lost, and it can save us from the most dangerous type of fear. So that little advancement that he had made as King Bharata, it saved him. Okay, so now I wanted to ask a question. What is that most dangerous type of fear that Krishna is talking about in that shloka? A little advancement can save us from what, but what is that most dangerous type of fear? Okay, I see Samskriti raising hand. Samskriti, do you want to answer?
This isn't the proper.
Maya.
Maya. Okay. Any other answer? Sivya, do you want to answer?
What was the question?
What is the most dangerous type of fear? That
What again? I couldn't hear you.
Okay, I was saying that our devotion service that we do, it can save us from the most dangerous type of fear. That's what it is.
It's probably death. Lord Hari.
What is that?
Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Chanting the holy name of Lord Hari.
It's to get an animal body in the next life.
Wow, very good. Who said that? Who said that?
Maya.
Rajaraj, very nice. Thank you so much. That's the most dangerous type of fear. Having taken a good birth, when he was King Bharata, he was son of Rishabhadev. He is such a nice position, and he had such nice samskaras and background, and he had such a nice opportunity. He was very self-realized. So this is the best. He realized that, having a human birth is the most valuable thing, because when you are an animal, you cannot think about, self-realization or elevating your consciousness. You cannot even understand anything beyond the bodily needs. So he realized that having a human birth is a very rare thing, and that's why he did not want to make the same mistake again. Now again, I have got a human birth as Jada Bharata. I should not misuse it. That's what he was thinking. And so in the previous class, we saw how Jada Bharata, so as when he was born as Jada Bharata, he remained aloof from everyone and he behaved as though he was not interested in all the worldly things, and everybody thought he was abnormal and they misused him, mistreated him. They did all that. His own brothers did not treat him well. And then he was captured by the dacoits. That's what we saw in the previous class. Okay, so here I have two questions from the previous class. Jada Bharata was not bothered about his dash, so he did not protest when the dacoits captured him. What was that? I'm going to ask Varun. Do you want to answer?
Oh, no. I accidentally raised my hand.
What? What was
I
the answer?
accidentally raised my hand.
Mataji, can Ria
Okay,
go?
no problem. Okay, I can see Jalak. Jalak, do you want to answer?
Yes, I just want to say one thing about the humans fear thingy. Bad association, since bad association leads to more lifetimes.
Yes, thank you so much for adding that, Jalak. Bad association will definitely not help us. Okay, so who wants to answer this? Jada Bharata was not bothered about his dash. So I'm going to ask Prahlad, do you want to answer?
Oh yeah, he was not about his body. Mataji,
Yes.
can
Nice.
Ria go?
He was not bothered about
Can I answer the next question? Who was it?
who is that.
Mataji, can advise go?
It's Raja. Mataji, can I answer?
Okay,
Can
thank
I?
you, Prahlad. So Jada Bharata was not bothered about his body, so he did not protest when the dacoits captured him. And the second one, because God is
on mute?
Lord
No.
dash, she killed the dacoits and saved Jada Bharata.
Can I go, Mataji? Advise.
Mataji, Krishna.
Mataji, I know the answer.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Maya Devi.
I want to ask something. Please. Mataji, I want to ask.
Yeah, we'll come to the question answer in the end. For now, I'm just going to move forward because we have already seen this lesson. We have to move forward with today's lesson. So because God is Kali,
Mataji,
yes.
I wanted to ask something. So how did Bharata go back to Godhead?
Yeah, he's going to, in this life as Jada Bharata, he's going to utilize properly, okay? That's what we're going to see, how he's going back to Godhead. He has not yet gone back to Godhead, okay? So, we learned from this lesson of the previous class that how he was not bothered about his body and he was not expecting Krishna to save him. Even when the dacoits captured him. Okay, everybody please mute yourselves. I can hear some background noise. Okay, so even though he was praying, he was always in Krishna consciousness, always he was thinking about the Supreme Lord. He was absorbed in Krishna's meditation, and still he was not expecting, like Prahlad Maharaj, he did not expect that Krishna has to save me immediately. Until the last minute, Prahlad Maharaj was tortured by Hiranyakashipu like anything, but he did not expect anything from the Supreme Lord. Similarly, Jada Bharata also did not expect the Supreme Lord to save him. But because he was a nice devotee, as a servant of the Supreme Lord, God has Kali saved Jada Bharata. Okay, so we're going to see how Jada Bharata, this is another incident that happened in Jada Bharata's life. He meets the king called Rahuguna. And Rahuguna was the king of a small kingdom, ruling the states of Sindhu and Sauvira. Okay, now he was traveling to go to Kapila Muni's ashrama to receive some advice on spiritual subjects. And on the way, on the banks of the river Ikshumati, one of the palanquin carriers. So now the king, in those days, they used to travel on palanquin. Palanquin is a cart made of wooden, out of wood, and it has handles, 4 handles. So there are 4 carriers who carry so that it gets balanced. Okay. So now one of the carriers left when they came to the banks of Ikshumati. So then they were searching for another bearer or a carrier so that, they can carry the palanquin forward. And they just came across Jada Bharata. They saw that Jada Bharata was very well built and he was very muscular. And so they thought, okay, although they recognized that he was not behaving very noble and he looked like a madman, but still they thought, okay, to carry the palanquin, you don't need any intelligence, you just need strength. And they thought that he had the strength to carry the palanquin, and so they asked him to carry the palanquin.
Mataji, why did the other person leave? Because if he left, wouldn't the king call him back?
He had an emergency, so he just left. He had to go. He got hurt.
Mataji, why did he leave it? Why did he leave permanently the group? Like what happened to him?
He got hurt when he was walking, so he had to leave. Okay, so when that happens, the king is not going to.
If he got hurt, how did he go back?
He took rest for some time and then he left.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So now what happened? The one side was not balanced. So they were looking for a carrier and they called Jada Bharata. And Jada Bharata also accepted because he was very humble. He did not want to protest immediately. So he carried the palanquin and then he was moving forward. But what happened? Because he did not want to hurt any living entity, he saw ants on the path. So he moved 3 steps forward and he would stop. And then he would make sure that he would not step on any ants. Then again, he would move 3 steps forward, carry the palanquin, and then he would stop. But the other carriers, they did not bother about ants or anything. They would just move fast because they wanted to please the king. But Jada Bharata wanted to make sure that he did not step on the ants. And because of this, the palanquin was shaking and it was wobbly and the king got irritated. Now he asked, why are you carrying the palanquin like this in an uneven way? Please carry it properly. And when the king threatened like this, the other carriers, they became afraid because they did not want to get any punishment. They knew that king would definitely punish if they did not do their duty properly. So they said immediately, oh, my lord, we don't have the courage to disobey you or ignore your orders. We are just doing our duty properly. But this 4th person who joined us late, he is shaking the palanquin and he is not able to move fast with us. That's why this is happening. And so now the king understood the cause of the bumpy ride. So then he asked, he was very proud that he was king. Okay, so in that pride, he wanted to hurt Jada Bharata so that he will carry the palanquin properly. So he says, oh, poor man, you are so tired because you have been carrying the palanquin all alone without anybody's help for such a long time. And you look so thin and so weak and you look so old. He's just saying sarcastically. Sarcastically means you know that it is not true, but you will simply say like that because you want the other person to get angry and react to it. So he's just trying to provoke Jada Bharata's anger by talking like that. And then he's saying, you look so old and you look so weak and thin. You're not at all fat or stout. You're not strong. Aren't the other men cooperating with you? Aren't the other bearers not cooperating with you? What is happening? He's talking as though he's very concerned for Jada Bharata, but actually his intention is to hurt Jada Bharata and create anger in him. So that is what is called sarcastic. Okay, that's where the word sarcastic comes. So then what happened? Jada Bharata, he knew that he was not the body and he knew that whatever comments King Rahuguna was giving was addressed to his body. So he did not get affected at all. And then he continued to carry the palanquin like how he was doing before. And now the king got angry. The king's intention was to make Jada Bharata react to his comments, but Jada Bharata did not react. So now the king got extremely angry. Okay, so this is what happens when you try to provoke some highly realized person. So the king got very angry and he said, "You rascal, what are you doing? You are walking like a dead man. Are you dead? Don't you have any fear of my position? Don't you know I am your master? Because the king is the master of all the citizens. So now he's thinking that he is the master of everyone. He got so proud. Okay. So then he says, "Don't you know I am your master? How can you dare to disobey my orders? And how can you dare to neglect my words? That is very rude of you." And then Jada Bharata, until then he did not react, but now he's accepting it. He's saying, "Okay, O king, you are saying that I am not carrying the palanquin." And that is true, because I am not carrying the palanquin. My body is carrying the palanquin and I am not the body. So what you said is true. And second thing he's saying that you said that I am not very stout or fat. That is also true, because the body, all this being fat or thin, being weak or strong is all related to the body. And because I am not the body, you said that I am not very stout. That is also true. So he's accepting whatever the king is saying. And the king now got even more inquisitive. Why is this person is not talking like a normal person? A normal person would have got angry by this time. Okay. So now we'll stop here and we'll continue the story in the next class. But we'll we'll reflect on some points that we saw in this lesson, in this part of the story. Okay. So the first
What's happening?
how the position of being king, this pride and ego. Okay, not just being king. If you get any position, any good position, or any responsible position, or some recognition in your studies or in any area that you excel, it will also bring pride. Okay, this is how Maya tricks everyone. So we have to be careful. Now, King Rahuguna, he was going to Kapila Muni's ashrama to seek advice on spiritual subjects. He wanted to get spiritual knowledge. Ultimately, if he had gone to Kapila Muni, he would have received the same knowledge that he is not the body and he is the soul and he has to surrender to the Supreme Lord. Now, when he is going to seek such good advice, at that time, he is getting angry because he is in the mode of passion. Now, we all know that there are 3 modes. What are the 3 modes? Mode of
Goodness, passion,
and ignorance.
Goodness, passion, and
Transcendence.
Yes.
passion, and ignorance. Goodness, passion, ignorance.
Okay, everybody mute. Okay.
Goodness, passion,
King of passion, because he is dealing with so many problems. Is dealing with the citizens and other areas of the kingdom. Okay, so he is always in passion. Now, what happened? In that same passion, he just reacted to Jada Bharata's actions. Okay, so now, although he was going for a good purpose, he lost his intelligence and he became angry, and he is reacting very passionately. Okay. So now anger can be in 3 modes. Anger can be in the mode of goodness, anger can be in the mode of passion, and anger can be in the mode of ignorance. Okay. When somebody is in the mode of ignorance, how do they react? They just shout, they speak harsh words, and they just rebuke somebody else, or they just express anger in a very harsh way, or beat, or do things like that. Okay, this is anger in the mode of ignorance. Now, anger in the mode of passion, that is very interesting. They don't directly hurt anyone, but they show it in sarcastic words, like how the king did in the beginning. Okay, sarcastic words, or they just show by saying that, okay, you are very great. Okay, you are very nice. And, you can understand that they were not very happy with the action. So they can express the anger in the mode of passion. And that is also hurting to the other person. And the only way to deal with anger is in the mode of goodness. That is the best thing. When somebody is in the mode of goodness and somebody wants you to get angry, then how do you react? You become humble and you accept, and you try to correct yourself. If you know that you might have done some mistake, you try to correct yourself. That is reacting in the mode of goodness. Okay. So now,
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
yes.
Yeah, the next teacher will be coming.
Okay. Okay.
Page 52.
Yeah, I'll just finish in 1 minute, Mataji. Okay. So because the king was in a very respectable position, he reacted in a very harsh way to Jada Bharata. Okay. Now Jada Bharata's reaction. How did he react? He tolerated the hurtful words. If it was somebody else, they would have probably gotten angry or upset, or they would have blackmailed, or they would have shown anger. But Jada Bharata just did not get affected because he was very self-satisfied and he was always thinking about Krishna. And so by being Krishna conscious, by becoming attached to Krishna, we can also overcome our anger, and we can also tolerate any kind of insult, and we can still deal with any situation very successfully. Okay.
Mataji,
Yeah.
did the king realize his mistake later?
Yes, that's what we are going to see in the next class. Okay, because of Jada Bharata's very nice behavior, he realized his mistake. Okay, so we'll stop here and we'll move to the next session, which is the game. We are going to play a game. Ratnavali Mataji.
Is it in Kahoot?
Not Kahoot. It's a.
Are we playing Kahoot today?
Not today. We're going to play Kahoot next week. Okay.
Okay.
Next week.
Yeah. So this
Kahoot
is.
Then what type of game?
It's just interaction. Like you can all tell me what is correct. And
Sarat Nandini Mataji, you can stop sharing, then she'll be there. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
It's questions that you have to answer.
Yes, that's right. So Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
You are able to see the screens, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
Yes.
Because I wanted to.
Mataji, you can continue till 7:10 or something.
Okay, sure. I'm not getting that view where they raise their hands and I can see, right? Okay. I think I got only few of them, so trying to see how I can just have the.
You can just drop down the menu in the participant and you can see them there. Participant, where you have shared the video, there is a drop down menu. It shows participant and you can see them.
Okay, you just have to answer questions.
Okay, never mind. Yeah. So Hare Krishna, we'll just start with the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. One time, just Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And this session, this game is all about like what kind of choices you make in your daily life. Now I'll give some instances where you can say what kind of choice you'll make. If it is a good choice, you're very good. Like like naturally you can go into a right path and no complaints or whatsoever. But if you make any bad choices, so then you have to also go through the consequences. So let's see. It's like a fun game, so you can choose any answer and it's like interaction. Okay. Okay. This from childhood we are learning, right? Whether sharing is we have to share the toys or any kind of books or anything. Is sharing good or not? Who wants to answer that?
Yes, it is good.
Okay.
It is
Argument.
Yes,
Argument.
good.
And then
Sharing
when
is
you get
good.
argument, you get ignorant. Yes,
And then when you get angry. And then she
Is good.
It's also a good quality.
Sharing. B, 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 B.
Therapy is really a good thing.
Mataji, why does it say that?
So the next question is, what is the best app for going to bed? Okay, let me call on the names and you can just raise your hand so that I can call on your names. Okay. So what is the best app for going to the bed? If you want.
At early age.
Bedtime.
Hearing a bedtime story.
Hearing a bedtime story about the Krishna. That's very good. That's very good. And I just
We can't hear you.
okay. Tell me how what is the best.
Mataji, please unmute yourself.
Okay, yeah. And now we are able to hear, right?
Yeah, you can pull a name of the child and then we can answer if you want it that way.
Sure. So have you spent your time? What is the best thing to do? Now playing video games, listening to music, reading about Krishna and his stories, watching TV. Okay, I'll lower hand. I can see that. Let me lower the hand of K. Yeah, you can tell. Shivya. Yeah, you can tell.
It's C, reading about Krishna and his stories.
Very good. Why do you think that it's the best thing?
Because we have came here just to do chanting and listening to Krishna, because Krishna wants himself to be attracted to us.
Very good. And Ojashwi, you can unmute.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, which one you think? Which is good?
See, Mataji.
Why?
Because doing Krishna related things is good.
Okay, so if you are given a choice of video games or listening to the music, watching TV while going to the bed, you won't be doing that? Okay, Nushi, you can answer. You have to unmute yourself.
It's C.
Yeah, so the same thing, right? If you are given a choice of playing video games, listening to music, watching TV, will you do that before going to the bed? Or in your, ideal time?
I would read a book about Krishna.
Very good job. Yes, that's the best way of doing that. And let's go to the third one. Okay, killing animals, is it good or bad? Who wants to answer? Okay, Ritika.
It's
Yeah.
bad
It's bad. Why?
because Krishna doesn't like it.
Yes, Krishna doesn't like it. Very good. And let me ask the other person. Okay, Advait.
It's bad because would you like it if someone comes up to you and wants to kill you?
Very good. Yes, animals has feelings, right?
You can't kill animals because they get hurt.
Yes, Vrinda. Yes. They'll cry. See how this dog is crying, right? They'll cry like that. So we should be very sensitive towards the animals. Very good. And how do you manage your stress? Like, if you have given so much of homework at the school or you're not able to do it properly, like, if any, you don't like the situation and you are really stressed up, you don't want to do what your parents are telling, and how you'll react? Will you just throw tantrums or you'll be just moody like, I don't want to talk now? Anyone, I just don't want to do that. Or you want to do some chanting or meditation.
See, I'm telling the truth, Mataji. See.
Very good. Who is that?
Advait.
Advait. Okay, moody. You don't want to talk to anyone. Very good. But yeah, so when you are moody, what kind of feelings you will, get it?
I get angry feelings and then I get sad feelings too.
Right. And after that, what you'll do? You'll hold your whole health and everything. You'll be like on that day, you'll be like, just, I don't want to do anything. I'll just sleep or something, right? Like that you'll feel, right?
Like sometimes, not all the time. So basically, first I throw some tantrums and then I be moody like the rest of the day.
Right, yeah. But if you, for example, instead of throwing tantrums at your parents or friends or anyone, because that will lead into arguments, right? They will be like, oh, how mean he is, why he is acting like so weird, right? They'll be all telling like that. They cannot understand your feelings. So, and
Also,
if you don't,
the other question where it was A, B, C, and D, where he was watching TV, listening to music, playing video games, and Krishna book. I'm telling you the truth. It's for me. It's only C and D. I mean A and D.
Oh, okay. Right, that's what I was thinking because I couldn't able to listen to everyone, so I'm not able to do it. So
Like I was
yeah,
telling the truth. I don't like most of the time for me I usually play outside or play at home or I like watch TV or play video games.
yeah, we can do that. It's not like we should not do that. But the main thing is like if you get some time, like playing outside is also very, very, very needful because when you play outside, you'll get lots of uh, um, physical health and everything. You cannot just sit at home like 24/7, right? So you have to do that. But only thing is whenever you have so much like watching all this action movies or whatever it is like which is like very bad for your mind, instead of doing that, if you transfer like if you start reading a book of about Krishna or about like Srila Prabhupada books. He has given so wonderful many books from children.
Yeah, like I don't do that like right before I sleep, but I do it in the day to pass time. But before I sleep, my dad bought this like Ramayan bundle by Shubha Vilas Prabhu, and it's like a detailed explanation about like what everything means in the whole Ramayan.
That's very good. Yes, we have to do that. Any Krishna book is fine. It's not only about the Krishna or Rama or anything scriptures. Very good. And that's what, like meditation is very important when you have that stress. So try to have that chanting at least one round per day. Try to do that. Your whole mind and your whole focus will be changed. Okay. And the next one is what kind of food you prefer to eat. Like, when you see a friend eating at the restaurant, eat at home after offering food to the Krishna or all the above, like whatever. Yeah, Garima, you can just answer.
All of the above.
Garima, you can unmute.
Okay. Eat at home after offering food to Krishna.
Very good. And why do you think that we should not eat at restaurants?
Because at a restaurant, they don't offer food to Krishna.
Yeah, because they don't do offering to the Krishna. And I'll give one more chance to the other persons, okay? Uh, you can say, Harideva, you want to say, oh, that's host, sorry. Yeah, Adrit, you can say.
It's not good for eating at restaurant, because when you eat at restaurant they don't offer food to Krishna, and also it's unhealthy, and also it's not very nice to leave food alone when you're not eating it.
Right,
Others
exactly.
have to pick it. It's your responsibility to pick it.
Exactly, exactly. Yes, yes. And yeah, Samskriti, you want to say?
Yes, ma'am. Eat at home after offering food to Krishna.
Yes, that's right. So the main thing is when we eat at restaurants, we don't know what kind of a mood they are doing, right? So that's why, we have to always try to eat at home after offering food to the Krishna, so that Krishna will give lots of mercy. And then lots of love you'll get, and you'll get lots of, healthy. Okay, Dvijesh, you are raising hand from long time, so you can. Yeah, you can mute.
And we don't know what type of food they might be. There might be meat, there might be beef, there might be, we don't know what type of food they will eat.
Right, exactly, exactly. So everyone in line with, like, we'll all eat at home after offering the food. So you also offer to the Krishna, okay? So what is the common factor? Right now we have seen so many things, right? So what is the common factor in all of them? What do you think?
Krishna!
Yes, Krishna, you all can unmute yourself, no problem in that. Yeah.
It's Vishnu.
Yes.
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Yes, now we can mute all. So Krishna is a common factor. So
For the Prasadam one, we can eat at restaurants, because Govinda is the conscious restaurant.
yeah. So
Okay.
I will just tell for a minute and then you all can talk again. Okay. Service Krishna is the common factor, right?
It's Shiva.
Okay, whenever we are in stress, we have to do meditation like chanting or reading books or listening, and we'll offer food to the Krishna. And also when we go to the bed, we'll read about or hear about Krishna. You can talk to your parents and they can read for you also. So family time. So everything is like healthy. So that's why, yeah. Yeah. Whomever, I think someone is speaking some first.
They were building a bridge.
Yes. You can use.
Okay. So one more thing. So we'll do one small application. Okay, from today onwards, whatever your feelings are, whenever you are feeling stressed or anything, or if you are feeling low, or when you get a chance to watch get the gist of playing a video games, try to just change your mindset, and at least for 15 minutes or 20 minutes a day you chant properly and read. So then you will be able to write in a book like, okay, today I have chanted one round. Today I have read like one paragraph of Srimad Bhagavatam or Krishna book. Like that, keep a book and just write homework and just on date and then do it like that. And let's see how you will be able to, realize from here. Okay? Any questions? Yeah.
Bye bye. Mataji?
Yeah.
I hadn't answered the questions and I kept on raising my hand.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I didn't see that. Okay. You'll get chance again because this class is just about 15 minutes, right? So we have so many. So I'll 100% ask you for the next time. Okay?
Krishna is Shiva.
Okay.
I mean, Shiva is Krishna. Because he took the form of a fish, turtle, and Brahma.
Mataji?
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, we can end the call, Mataji. Madhava group will come at 7:15.
Okay, sure, Mataji.
Hello.
We'll end the class today. Thank you. Please do the application. Okay? Hare Vansha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripasindhubhyasya Patanam Pavane.
Namo Namo.
Ananta Koti Vaishnavi. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Bye. Hare Krishna.
Hare Nandini Mataji ki jai. Ratnavali Mataji ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.